Welcome back, dear participants. Today we are going to see a very interesting property of finding inverse Laplace transform. So let us see what that property is. So L inverse of minus d by ds of phi of s is equal to t multiplied by f of t, where f of t is nothing but L inverse of phi of s. Now the question is when we can use this property. Suppose the question is asked to us, find L inverse, I mean inverse Laplace transform of phi of s, and if you feel that finding inverse Laplace transform of the derivative of phi of s is much simpler, then we will go for this property. Or you can say that if phi of s is some function whose inverse Laplace transform is very difficult or cannot be found out, or you have no idea how to find L inverse of that function, but you definitely have the idea of finding the inverse Laplace transform of derivative of phi of s. So in such cases also you can go for this property. Let me give you one example, then you will understand. For example, if I have a log of s plus 1, let us say. So we have not studied any special formula, any standard formula to find the inverse Laplace transform of log function. But in this case, I am pretty sure that I can find L inverse of derivative of this function, because what will be derivative of log of s plus 1? It is 1 upon s plus 1, and we already know what is the inverse Laplace transform of 1 upon s plus 1, right? So for such functions also we can use this property. So now let us jump into the examples of this. By the way, this property follows from the well-known property of Laplace transform, that is multiplication by t. So in this example, we observe that log of s plus 1 upon s minus 1 is there, and we have not studied any specific formula to find inverse Laplace transform of this function. But one thing is pretty sure, that we can find the inverse Laplace transform of its derivatives. How we can do that? Because we also know one formula of log of a upon b, that is nothing but log of a minus log of b. So if we use that formula, then you will easily understand that why we can find the inverse Laplace transform of derivative of this function. Because according to that formula, this will be log of s plus 1 minus log of s minus 1, and you already know that derivative of this is 1 upon s plus 1, and derivative of this is 1 upon s minus 1, whose inverse Laplace transforms are already known to us. So let us call it as phi of s, okay, say, yeah. And keep in mind that what is our aim? Our ultimate aim is to find L inverse of phi of s. But in order to do it, we are going to find the L inverse of minus d by ds of phi of s, that is, we are going to use the property of derivatives. So I'll say, by that property, what we will have, L inverse of minus d by ds of phi of s will be equal to t multiplied by f of t, and just keep in mind that where f of t is nothing but what? L inverse of phi of s, isn't it? So ultimately we have to find the value of f of t only. So first of all, let us find L inverse of minus d by ds of phi of s. So therefore L inverse minus d by ds of, now let us put the value of phi of s. Therefore L inverse of, now simply differentiate it. I will keep this minus sign out. So after differentiating, you know derivative of log of s plus 1 will be 1 upon s plus 1 minus 1 upon s minus 1, which is equal to t multiplied by f of t. Therefore now you can put that minus sign inside, and using the linearity property of inverse Laplace transform, we get minus L inverse of 1 upon s plus 1, minus and minus will be plus, so you will get plus L inverse of 1 upon s minus 1 which is equal to t multiplied by f of t. Therefore, minus times, now what is L inverse of 1 upon s plus 1? This e raised to minus t plus e raised to t is equal to t multiplied by f of t, and therefore f of t will be equal to e raised to t minus e raised to minus t upon t, and therefore f of t is nothing but L inverse of phi of s, and therefore L inverse of phi of s is equal to e raised to t minus e raised to minus t upon t. So this is how we have found out the inverse Laplace transform of log of s plus 1 upon s minus 1. You can see that we were given a function, actually a logarithmic function was whose inverse Laplace transform was unknown to us, and with the help of this derivative property we have very beautifully obtained the inverse Laplace transform of this function. Now let us move towards next function. So logic is same, because this can be written as log of s square plus 1 minus log of s multiplied by s plus 1. Now again one more formula can be used here. This is equal to log of s square plus 1 minus, and this is nothing but you use the property log AB is equal to what? Let me write it here. Log AB is equal to log A plus log B. This property can be used. So this will be log of s plus log of s plus 1, and this is further equal to log of s square plus 1 minus log of s minus log of s plus 1. Now we will call it as some phi of s, say, yes. Therefore now inverse Laplace transform of L inverse of minus d by ds of phi of s will be equal to t multiplied by f of t. This is by property. Okay, even you can say we know instead of now. We know that this is happening. Here also you can see that we are pretty sure that finding inverse Laplace transform of the derivatives is much easy, or you can say that is already known to us, because if you take derivatives of all these logarithmic functions, you will get the standard functions whose inverse Laplace transform is already known to us. So therefore L inverse, if you want I will take this minus sign out here itself, so minus L inverse, and now let us differentiate it. So d by ds of phi of s will be 1 upon s square plus 1 minus 1 upon, yeah, I have missed one thing, and what is that? Over here we need to use composition rule. So 1 upon s square plus 1. Now since this is other than s, we have to multiply by derivative of s square plus 1, and that is nothing but 2s. So in the numerator you will have 2s minus 1 upon s minus 1 upon s plus 1, and which will be further equal to t multiplied by f of t. Therefore minus times inside the bracket it will be L inverse of 2s upon s square plus 1 minus L inverse of 1 upon s minus L inverse of 1 upon s plus 1, which is equal to t multiplied by f of t. Therefore minus times, now let us put this minus sign inside everywhere. So minus 2 times L inverse of s upon s square plus 1, and we already know inverse Laplace transform of 1 upon s, which is 1. So over here I will have plus 1 and this will be plus e raised to minus t, which is equal to t multiplied by f of t, and therefore minus 2. Now what is inverse Laplace transform of s upon s square plus 1? You can see that 1 can be written as 1 square. So s square plus 1 square is there. It means it is trigonometric sine or cos. But in the numerator s is there, so it should be cos only. So actually it is cos t, and this is plus 1 plus e raised to minus t, which is equal to t multiplied by f of t. And once you shift this t to the left hand side, therefore your value of f of t will be equal to 1 upon t inside the bracket 1 plus e raised to minus t minus 2 cos t, and therefore L inverse of phi of s is nothing but 1 upon t 1 plus e raised to minus t minus 2 cos t, and that is exactly we wanted to find. Now let's move towards next example. So over here we have to find inverse Laplace transform of cot inverse s upon 2, but we have not learned any standard formula for finding inverse Laplace transform of cot inverse. But we can note one thing, because we already know the derivative of cot inverse s. Derivative of cot inverse s is minus 1 upon 1 plus s square. So this formula can be used, derivative, right? So derivative of cot inverse s is this. So if we use this formula, then we know that finding inverse Laplace transform of this quantity, that is minus 1 upon 1 plus s square, is easy, or in fact it is known to us. So let us begin then. So first of all I will call given function as phi of s. So I'll say let phi of s is equal to cot inverse s upon 2. So by property we have, therefore L inverse of, let me take this minus out, and what is the derivative of cot inverse s upon 2? It is minus 1 upon 1 plus s upon 2 whole square. Again this s by 2 is other than s, so we need to multiply by derivative of s upon 2, that is half, which is equal to t multiplied by f of t, and that half can be also taken out, therefore minus half, and this minus sign is as well there, so minus and minus will be plus. So L inverse of, inside the bracket it will be 1 upon 1 plus s square upon 4, right, which is equal to t multiplied by f of t. After taking the LCM, that 4 will shift to the numerator, so therefore we will have half L inverse of 4 upon s square plus 2 square will be equal to t multiplied by f of t. Let us take that 4 out as well. So outside we will have 2, and what is L inverse of 1 upon s square plus 2 square? That will be cos, right? Sorry, sine, right? So it will be 1 upon 2 sine of 2t, which is equal to t multiplied by f of t. So this 2 and 2 will get cancelled out, and therefore our f of t will be sine 2t upon t, and therefore our L inverse of phi of s will be equal to sine 2t upon t. So this is how this property can be used to find inverse Laplace transform of various functions.